Hi all the YouTubers. So today we're going to talk about running. I'm going to talk you through some of the things that we normally assess when people comes in to our clinic saying that they want to improve their performance of running, some of the things that we look at, and also give you some simple exercise that you can do every day to help improve the efficiency of your running and help improve the technique of your running. Now, the first thing that we normally test for people that come into our clinic and want to improve their running is their single leg squat, because running is just a series of one leg exercise, yeah, and you need to have very good stability with your one leg squat to have a efficient running. So let me give you an example. So what you want to look at when you are squatting with one leg is, first of all, you're going to look at your trunk and then your hip and then your knee and then your toes, and I'll show you exactly what. So if you're squatting and you find yourself losing balance that way, that means you need more core strengthening to improve your running technique. If you're squatting and you find that your hip is not leveled, that it's tilting down one side, that means you need to improve your hip control to help stabilize you and have a better stability around this core area while you're running. The third thing you want to look at is your knee alignment. So if you squat and your knee is moving side to side, again, it shows us a lack of control up at your hip, that your hip is not turning your hip out enough to keep it in the alignment, that keep falling in that way. Yeah. The last thing we look at when people squat is whether they're clenching their toe like that when they're squatting. If they're doing that, like clenching their toe or just tensing up their toe with the knuckles coming up, that means that's a lack of foot control. You actually need to have a good amount of foot control to help you balanced with the rough terrain when you're running. So if you don't have any good foot control, what happens is we have two types of muscles in our foot, the extrinsic muscles and the intrinsic muscle. The intrinsic muscles are little foot muscles that help control your balance while you're running in a rough terrain or on a road or somewhere uneven. You need your little foot intrinsic muscles to help with your balance while you're running. And the extrinsic muscles are your big long toe muscles that runs up to your calf, and they are quite a long and slick muscles, and they're not designed to give you a lot of stability. And a lot of people who have weak intrinsic foot muscle, what they will do is they will overcompensate by using a lot of their extrinsic muscles, like your extrinsic toe muscles and calf muscles and things like that. So then a lot of the time with runners whom you find, if you are one of the runners that always find that you have very tight calf, then that might be one of the reasons why you're having a lot of tightness issue in your calf, is actually that you're not using your foot control properly. So how we test foot control is, if we look at your foot control, you should be able to keep all your little toes down and just lift the big toe up. See that? And then after that you should be able to swap, so keep your big toe down and lift everything else up. And you should be able to do that quite easily without too much thoughts going through it. Yeah? If you can do that, that means you have good foot control. Now, can you see how the big toe lifts up, but all the other toe is still nice and long there? Yeah? You lift up your big toe, let me see, and all your little toes start crunching up like that. So if all your little toe knuckles start showing, even though you're lifting your big toe, you still doesn't have very good foot control. Yeah? You should be able to lift up your big toe and keep all the little toe nice and long rather than crunching up that way. Now the second foot control that we normally look at runners is the ability to lift up their arch. So if you look at, I'm going to video this so that you guys can see it a bit closer. If you get your clients to actually lift up your arch, so can you lift up your arch for me? So yes, can you see how all the knuckles here are lifting up, but the toes is nice and long? That means you have good foot control. Yeah, if you can't do it and you're doing can you do the toe crawling for me? So if you can't do that and you seem to have to crunch up all your knuckles, that means you don't have good foot control. Then that might be something that you want to work on. Can you turn on the other side so I can show them the arch? So this foot muscle actually helps control your arch while you're running. So do it again. Can you see how? Relax for me. Do it again. Can you see how when he do it, his arch lift up? Yeah. So when you're running, this foot muscle is actually very important to keep your arch up and keep your stability. If you don't have it, then you'll be overusing all the extrinsic muscles that run up your calf that way, and that's why you always have a feeling that you have a very tight calf. To be an efficient runner, you need a good 10 to 15 degree of hip extension. This is what we call hip extension, where your hip goes backward. You need about 10 to 15 degrees for you to be running efficiently. So when you're running, when you're going like the pull through phase of the run, when your leg is behind and bring it forward, this position when you're running, you pull your hip flexor, and because of the pull, it's like a rubber band. If you have very good length in your hip flexor, what happens is it will have a recoil effect. So after you stretch it, they will spring back on its own to bring your leg forward. Make sense? But if your hip flexor is not long enough, they don't have the recoil effect, so they don't have the springing effect to bring your leg forward automatically. You actually then have to activate your hip flexor consciously, like you have to turn them on to bring your leg forward, and that reduced the efficiency of your running, because what happened then is you basically have to waste energy to use your hip flexor to bring your hip forward every time you run, rather than using the recoil system that it should automatically transfer the energy from your leg and bring it through forward. So if you stretch your hip flexor, it's going to help with that recoil energy to help bring your foot forward. Then you don't actually have to physically activate your hip flexor to do the movement, and then that makes the whole running process a bit more energy efficient, and you won't get exhausted as quickly as well, because you're conserving your energy throughout your running process. So today what I'm going to do is to show you guys 5 exercises that you can do yourself at home to help improve your efficiency for your running, and to help improve your running technique, and to help improve your overall running performance. So the first exercise is the foot control exercise that we talked about earlier on, where you swap your big toe to your little toe, and then to your big toe to your little toe, and that would help improve your foot control and improve your balance when you're running. And the second exercise is your foot arching exercise, where you try to lift your arch up while keeping the rest of your toes nice and long, just like that. And this would help improve your arch support when you're running as well, to help you keep your balance, and so that you can stop using the extrinsic muscles, and you won't always have a tight sort of back of your leg calf muscles. Third exercise is what we call a clamp. So what you want to do is you want to make sure your hip is in line with your heel. Yeah, so not too far forward, not too far back, just your bum, if you draw a straight line down, is in line with your heel. And what you're going to do is you're going to make sure your hip is nice and stable, that you're not rolling back or you're not leaning too far forward. And all you want to do is keep your heels together and then lift your knee up that way. This is what we call the clamp exercise. Yeah, for any marathon runner, most of the time if they come to our clinic, we'll have to make sure that they can do 100 easily, and you should feel it in your bum for your hips to be strong enough to do any sort of long distance. And of course, that's the basic that we test. And there is different levels of clamps and different level of hip exercise that you can continuing improving your hip control to help with your efficiency with your muscles. So you should be able to do, if you are an avid runner, you should be able to do this about 100 times fairly easily. The fourth thing we look at is your hip flexor. So this is one of the stretch that I give most of my runners. to help them increase their hip flexor length and help them improve their running efficiency. So the last exercise that I get a lot of my runners to do is also core exercise to help improve their core stability when they're running. So what we'll do is we'll get them to go into a plank, and then we'll time a minute, and what I get them to do is twist their hip from side to side for a minute, and then I get them to do it 3 sets once a day. So that would help improve the core strength of the runners. So what I've just gone through with you is all the exercise that I normally give to the runners that comes to my clinic to help them improve their performance during their running. So 5 exercises altogether. If you do them every day at home, these 5 exercises, you should start seeing some improvement in your running technique. Now also, I've put a link down below to running video that I normally give to the runners that comes to my clinic as well, which I find is really helpful and really educational for runners to know about the different types of running, and also barefoot running as well. Not all physio agree to barefoot running, but I'm one of those physio that actually truly believe in barefoot running. So I'll put the link down below. This is not a video about barefoot running, but I'll put a link down below, so if you're interested, click on the link down below, and I hope that through this video you have a better understanding of running technique and also have a better understanding of why you need to strengthen different parts of your body to actually in turn improve your performance of your running. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you like it, do click the like button down below, and also click on the subscribe button down below to have weekly updates on health related topics like this. I will see you guys next time. Thank you. Bye.